Legends speak of an ancient and everlasting battle between unworldly forces that have clashed throughout time. And through time, these forces have manifested in many forms. Through the ages, their stories have been scattered, and legacies remain only as the tales that have passed from generation to generation. We now know them only as mythology, but these are true accounts of events throughout our history. However misunderstood those events might have been at the time, those who came before us had not the knowledge of science and technology that we possess. And likewise, we have not the knowledge of that which is beyond us. It is with great respect for these legends that I retell part of the legend of a great scientist, the man who was once named Merlin. Merlin was born of great mystery. Some say that he was born of divine origin, others dark influence. But it is clear that legends of his actions resound throughout the annals of history. In one of many legends, Merlin interprets a vision of two fighting dragons, one red and one white. Merlin's interpretation was far more accurate than anyone could have realized at the time. He gave accurate information, but there was more to the story than anyone knew. Merlin was speaking from vast scientific and historical knowledge that he had gained from a mysterious force that had been guiding history since long before his time. It was Spiritus that was responsible for his birth, and Merlin was engineered to be the chosen vessel for certain scientific knowledge that would have later prevented the destruction of mankind. Spiritus had chosen this time in history, above all, as the single most significantly influential time in history relating to the modern world. It is without question that the formation of the foundations of the modern world could be tied back to the formation of England, as Spiritus watched over and protected Merlin, imparting to him knowledge of the sciences and wonders of the world. Merlin and Spiritus attempted to lay the framework for a great and beautiful future for mankind. Unfortunately, one that would be lost to the sands of time. Spiritus had a plan for a new world, one in which technology and nature would work side by side. A unification would forge a strong kingdom by the name of Camelot. From the unification of the current heptarchy of kingdoms, and for the first time in history, all people would be equally represented and governed justly in accordance to a fair code. This was to be the beginning of a new age, a new time for mankind. But like all legends, the legend of Merlin is not without darkness. A force that has moved silently throughout the ages, in many forms, would gain influence upon Merlin. Merlin, desirous to achieve the goal of Camelot and the New World, became intrigued by a force actually seeking to undo everything Spiritus had set into motion. This force is called the nullification. It seeks to undo its own creation, and it will stop at nothing to eliminate events in history from ever occurring in order to meet its goal. Spiritus and the nullification have been at war since before this universe existed. Nullification, able to manifest in our existence in any form and at any time, manifested as a phantasm in the guise of a female named Viviana, claiming to be of a kingdom named Avalon, and offering the temptation of a powerful otherworldly sword for the price of Merlin's secrets. But Merlin was wise of this deception, giving the phantasmic Vivian only half-truth in attempt to obtain the sword. Nullification, in its guise, saw through Merlin's answers and chose at the time to reward Merlin with the sword, but to also transform him into stone. No longer would Merlin inhabit this mortal plane as a human, but instead he would be cursed to hold the sword Caliburn for all time. As his entombed form sank into the marsh, it took with it the dream of Camelot, and so too did nullification erase another dream from existence. And it would be almost half a millennium before Spiritus could find another suitable candidate, one who would come to advise the Crown of England.